Hallo en welkom weer so by Farmspace. Right. Ons is vandag hier so saam met Syngenta Sensako tussen die milies. Ek het vir Gael. Nou Gael is van oorsee af. Which country?
I'm half French, half Tunisian.
Okay, half French, half Tunisian. Where do you stay?
In Switzerland.
Right. Bly in Switserland. Hy verstaan hier die hele besigheid. Baie tyd in Oekraïne, Rusland spandeer. Ons 'n bietjie met hom praat net oor hoe lyk die situasie daar. Kan hulle plant, kan hulle nie plant nie. Regtig interessant. Kyk hierdie video, dit gaan vir jou baie waardevol weer. Gael, how are you doing?
Good, great, thank you.
No, glad to hear. Welcome in the Northern Cape.
Thank you, great to be here.
The sun is proper here, eh?
There was rain yesterday, sun today. Variety.
You see, that's how it works here. Listen here, just give me a little bit of background about yourself. You work for Syngenta specifically. Just give me, what's your role in Syngenta?
So in Syngenta, I lead the seeds business for Europe, Africa and Middle East. That's my job today.
So you're basically making sure that we get the best seeds at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so we chatted a little bit about, let's say, the situation in Ukraine and Russia and all of that. So first of all, I want to know, as a company, you're Syngenta, you're very involved in Ukraine. Obviously, it's a big agricultural hub. Give me a little bit of a feedback. What's going on there at the moment?
Well, obviously, everybody reads the news, so I won't talk about the military operation that are going on there. It seems that the Russians are retrieving in a way toward the east of the country. But from an agriculture point of view, and it may be surprising for many, actually the planting is going on, the spring planting. You know that Ukraine is an agriculture powerhouse. There are two main spring crops, spring in the northern hemisphere sense of things, so our corn and sunflower. And as we speak, you have hundreds of Ukrainian growers who are planting sunflower and corn. To give you an idea of the magnitude now, compared to a normal season, this won't be a normal season in Ukraine. This is obvious.
Yeah.
There will be some unplanted area. But look, our initial estimate when the war started was that probably 50% of the area would be lost. As we speak today, we think it will be more something around 20%.
So 80% of that's already done, dusted.
Well, it's not done, yeah. but seeds are being delivered or have been delivered. The fuel, which is another challenge right now in Ukraine, seems to be less and less of an issue. So we have good hope that about 80% of the planting could happen. Now, planting is one thing. Who knows what the situation will be at harvesting and in between. But, you know, really it's step by step right now in Ukraine.
Totally agree with you. Now, okay, you spend a hell of a lot of time over there. And I just want to, on Ukraine and especially on the Russian side as well. I just want you to just give me a brief summary of exactly how big how big influence does Ukraine and Russia have on the agricultural sector worldwide? What is their basic, how big of a heavyweight are they?
Yeah, so look, a few numbers that maybe a lot of you have read already in the newspaper, but I'm going to tell them because they mean something. If we take wheat, those two countries produce about 1/4 of the wheat, of the global wheat.
Yeah, 25% basically.
Yeah. So they have a real big influence on the wheat market. If we take sunflower, another important crop, this is even more extreme. So sunflower, those two countries represent 50%, 50, of the total hectares planted in the world, and they represent 80% of the total export of sunflower oil in the world. So only on those two crops gives you a magnitude of what could be the impact, what is the impact of a disruption of those of the agriculture of those two countries.
So, just a question from my side, because I mean we've already seen this in fertilizer prices, chemical prices, everything basically just shot up through the roof. And I mean it's in uncertain times, the market tends to overreact, and also then you've got opportunists that also come in and artificially inflate things as well. But let's say as things are standing more or less now, and we can get to a let's say 80% harvest and that, will this still have a significant influence on the South African farmer in terms of prices and so forth? Because we tend to get the, let's call it the wave, first of all, just the wave of crap hits us, and then it normalizes sooner in other places, but that normalization takes longer to reach us at the end of the day. I just want to understand that situation more or less. Even if everything goes back to normal tomorrow, will it still have an influence on me as a South African farmer?
Okay, well, that's a difficult question. I don't have a crystal ball, okay?
Yep.
You don't have either. Nobody has one here. But our assumption as a company is that even if the war was stopped tomorrow, which is not the case, or today, the impact on commodity prices, which were already, let's remember, we already forgot that, but before the war, they were already at record high. Okay, so the global dynamic around food were already leading toward high commodity prices. Now the war has, I would say, aggravated this. So without having a crystal ball, and I don't want anybody to blame me or quote me for what I'm going to say, when we do our midterm business planning in Syngenta, we're considering we entered a period of high commodity prices that will last for some time now. Is sometimes 2 years or 5, that's what I can't tell, but that's what we're assuming today. The war is just aggravating a phenomenon that were already existing.
So it just, basically just poured fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
So, okay, out of a planning point of view, as a South African farmer, what would you say would be the things that I need to focus on just to make sure that I can hedge my risks going forward in this time?
Look, the overall situation is creating some shortages in some areas. I think seeds is fine, seems to be fine. When I look at the global picture, there is clearly fertilizers. I won't tell our friends growers in South Africa what's going on. They know it better than anybody else.
Yep.
So there is a shortage. The prices are super high. So that's where you need to do planning. I would not play with fertilizer prices. Okay, this is really a gambling. So because somebody could be tempted to play.
Yeah.
Okay, with fertilizer prices, I would not, because the future is too uncertain. Russia being also a very big producer of fertilizers, so I would not play with that. The other dynamic which the South African farmer need to be aware is the crop protection dynamic. Again, the war has aggravated the situation that was existing pre-war. There is a global shortage on crop protection product nowadays, due to dynamic happening in China mostly, with plants capacity, some plants being shut down for environmental reasons, and the government is trying to regulate this industry more than before in China. As a result, I'll save you the long story, but as a result, there is a shortage this year, a significant one globally on crop protection. So if I was a South African farmer, I'll make sure that I plan my key crop protection product properly, early enough. Don't wait too much. This is not a year to wait too much to buy your crop protection. This is my personal opinion. I'm in the seed business. I'm not even responsible for the Syngenta crop protection business, so I'm not trying to get to influence my numbers here. But that's what I would see.
Awesome, Gael. Thank you very much. We're going to get into depth into that last one a little bit.
Sure.
But thank you very much, and good one. Right, so dit is Gael van Syngenta Saad. So vinnige oorsig oor wie goed wat daar gebeur. Ek dink is baie interessant om 'n bietjie oor se opinie ook reg uit die perd se bek uit te hoor. Right, kyk uit, ons het nog so 2 of 3 video's wat kom van hulle terwyl ek die ou het dat ek hom vastrap en dat ons die inligting uit hulle uitkry. So kyk uit, ons gaan 'n bietjie spesifiek rondom crop protection praat, die hele ding in China wat hy van praat, ons gaan 'n bietjie meer in detail in dit. En is hier van Farmspace af, tot volgende keer. Groete.